Ladies and gentlemen, it is a Christmas miracle. After a 3-week-long break, Chapter 35 of Baki Rahen has finally released, and Pickle is evolving even more. But if you would like to interact with me, my community, show off your art, drop some memes, talk in general, or maybe even self-promote, then you can join the Discord that can be found in the description box below. And before I start today's video, let me know in the comment section below, what do you think of Jack Hanma versus Pickle so far? But anyway, in the last chapter of Baki Rahen, Jack Hanma suplexed Pickle, knocking him unconscious, leading to Jack Hanma being pronounced as the official winner of this fight by the announcer. And today's chapter, Chapter 35 of Baki Rahen, is titled Like Lovers, with the cover of this chapter being Baki looking to his right, hitting us with a light-skinned stare. Jack is so strong. He's saying he already won? That is crazy. It seems the audience members are just as surprised as me about the results of this match. And without even waiting to hear the judge's actual decision, Jack Hanma had already named himself as the victor. And now the cheers, as well as the roars of the crowd. Jack soaks it all in. Jack is absolutely absorbed in it. It sinks deep into his very own skin. Jack's entire body is soaked in these cheers. Jack is currently completely bathed in a dense cloud of jubilation, centered squarely on Jack and Jack only. Jack is just standing there in the arena, revelating about this victory of his. That is, up until the next panel. Jack was staring up, but then he had noticed something, and Baki was in the audience, absolutely stunned at what he was witnessing. Pickle had gotten back up, and Jack turned his head to face Pickle extremely quickly. But what is this? Pickle is standing up. He is back onto his feet. Has the Cretacean's toughness reawakened? The crowd had went from cheers and screaming to complete radio silence, with nobody, not even Jack, having any idea of what was about to happen. Huh? It is a smile. What? A smile? Pickle is smiling, and Jack looks like he had seen a ghost. Pickle had gave this man Jack a 1,000-yard stare, while Pickle on the other hand was just smiling. It is absolutely a smile to the man who has given him such deep wounds, and the enemy whose aim is to take his life. The Cretacean flashed a smile towards Jack. Pickle then extended his arm. Huh? Now Pickle raises a hand. Pickle is holding his hand out towards Jack, and this seemingly put Jack on edge, as this fight went from a potential life or death scenario to Pickle just getting back up and extending his hand to Jack. The hand bearing those razor-like claws moved slowly towards Jack in the most gentle display that we have seen all night, and Jack then started grinning extremely hard before then putting his hand into Pickle's hand. Oh, they have clasped hands, and Pickle looks a little surprised at Jack grabbing his hand back. The way of fighting, this grip, what calm and what kindness. Jack then began slouching down to almost match Pickle's height. It almost seems too amiable for this clasp of hands to be called a grip, more like two lovers holding a hand, rather than two fighters simply grasping each other's hands. And this seemed to make Baki happy, and the crowd was also happy about this, as the audience then began clapping, and Pickle then began articulating his second sentence ever. Jack, win. Jack was surprised by Pickle yet again, and they released their grasp of hands. He has released the grip. Pickle then turned around, facing away from Jack, and began walking away, with Pickle admitting himself as the loser of this fight. And now, only the aftertaste of that warmth remains. And though Pickle is now walking away, Jack is still caught up on the fact that Pickle is now able to somewhat form simple sentences. And with that warm smile upon his lips, the Cretaceous soldier leaves the battlefield. Jack's win? And it looks like Jack Hanma vs Pickle is genuinely over. And to be honest, this is not that bad of an ending in my opinion. I was not too big of a fan of the fight itself, but this ending does make sense. as this fight has completely changed the dynamic between Pickle and Jack Hanma. Before this fight, there was a one-sided rivalry with Pickle viewing Jack as dinner, while Jack on the other hand viewed Pickle as a true rival, and Pickle is now leaving the arena satisfied with Jack taking the win on this fight. And though this is the end of this fight, it is not the end of this rivalry in the slightest, as Pickle had yet to even enter his final form or fight like his life was in danger during this battle. And the only damage that Pickle had truly done to Jack was the damage done to his stomach, which in hindsight didn't even affect Jack anyway. And this ending shows off yet another parallel to Jack and Pickle's first match, with Jack after the first match being forced to admit that he had lost, after Baki had confronted Jack, telling him he should not rematch Pickle at the time. And now, Pickle has had to admit Jack as the victor of their fight, and these two will have another fight in the future, hopefully sooner than later. But now, Jack has some other fights that have been recently foreshadowed, such as the most talked about one, Jack Hanma vs Karu Hanayama. Though I believe that Jack will take the win during that fight, I believe it will be far closer than many believe, as Hanayama's durability is extremely powerful, and his bones are like steel, with his bones being able to stop the likes of Musashi Miyamoto's sword, while Jack on the other hand is primarily offensive, utilizing his bite in order to dismantle his opponents. But for Hanayama, that will not work, and Jack will have to get somewhat creative in order to take Hanayama down. And as for Jack Hanma vs Pickle, this fight was not bad, but more so lackluster for many, as this was multiple months worth of waiting. But I'm sure Itagaki has something in mind, and I'm sure that this fight did have a purpose. I mean, after all, it's Itagaki. No one knows what's going on inside this man's head. One second Baki was getting ready to fight Biscuit Oliva, next second he was getting R. Kelly'd. And there is a Christmas miracle happening. There will be no break for Baki Rahen next week, meaning the next chapter of Baki Rahen will release next Wednesday, or in other words, on January 1st. But that is going to be all for today's video. Let me know in the comment section below, what did you think of today's chapter? And let me know what you got for Christmas. And once again, if you would like to interact with me, my community, show off your art, drop some memes, talk in general, or maybe even self-promote, then you can join the Discord that can be found in the description box below. But that will be all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching until the end. I hope you all had a great Christmas, or just a good day if you do not celebrate Christmas, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!